Hello, angels. Welcome to today's history and geography lesson. I hope you're all well and I hope your family members are doing okay. So, this is the unit, the discovery of the New World and the foundation of the United States. And this is lesson 4, and this is our last lesson within this unit. So, this lesson is for Tuesday, the 19th of May, 2020, and your lesson intention is to understand America's Declaration of Independence. So reminder to please feel free to pause the video as much as you need to at any point within the lesson, okay? So you're going to have two tasks. The first one you're already familiar with. You're going to generate comprehension questions for somebody reading the text. And we are looking at the last two chapters, which is chapter 9 and chapter 10. So try and generate 3 questions per chapter. And those of you who have been doing this assignment in Gandhi, in Churchill, and in Luther King, well done, because we are very, very proud of you. You guys have generated some incredible questions over this period. So well done, all of you, and kudos. Chapter 9, American Independence. For many years, the Pilgrims and other settlers lived happily in their new home. Because many of these new settlers were from England, they were happy to follow some English laws as well as to make their own rules. But eventually, things began to go wrong. When King George III and his parliament in England passed new laws that seemed very unfair, the settlers became angry. Some people protested. American leaders decided to hold a meeting to decide what to do next. The American leaders wrote a long letter to King George III, explaining why they felt he and his parliament were being unfair. The letter was called the Declaration of Independence. The letter explained that the Americans wanted to make many of their own laws. They did not want to follow all of the laws made by the king. King George III did not agree with the Declaration of Independence, and he sent his army to fight the Americans. The American had a great leader named George Washington. He helped America defeat King George's army. Today, Americans celebrate birthday on July 4th, as this is the day that the Declaration of Independence was signed. So pause the video here and generate some questions on chapter 9. Chapter 10, Taking to America. There is another story about moving to America. This is the story of people from different parts of the African continent who were forced into ships and taken to America. In America, they became enslaved. This is a very sad story, but it is one that we must never forget. People from the African continent were taken to America to work on large farms. Because they were enslaved, they were not free. They did not have rights. Enslaved workers were not paid for the hard work they did. Americans today are not proud of this time of slavery. Most of the farms that used enslaved workers were in the southern part of America. Back then, there were no machines to do the hard work. Enslaved workers did it instead. The people worked in the fields, planting and picking crops. They carried water, fixed fences, and took care of farm animals. Enslaved children couldn't go to school to learn how to read and write. Families were often broken up as farm owners sold children or parents. Many people in America knew that slavery was wrong. They knew that America could not be truly free until everyone was free. But it took time and another war for the enslaved to win their freedom. In this lesson, today and always, it is important to remember the many African Americans who never got the chance to be free. So pause the video here and generate some questions on chapter 10. Now I have some inspirational quotes. I'm sure you all recognize some people in these quotes. We have Harriet Tubman. I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. Nelson Mandela. Poverty is not an accident. Like slavery and apartheid, it is man-made and can be removed by the actions of human beings. Rosa Parks. I would like to be remembered as a person who wanted to be free, so other people will be also free. Martin Luther King. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Frederick Douglass. I did not know I was a slave until I found out I couldn't do the things that I wanted. So looking at these 5 inspirational quotes, I would like you to choose one. If you would like to do more than one, that's fine. Okay? I'd like you to choose one and then write to me and let me know, what does this quote mean to you? Okay? As I said, choose one, but if you like to write more than one, then please, by all means, go right ahead. Okay? And then write down, what does this quote mean to you? So here's your second task. Here you're going to be watching a Khan Academy video. You can see the link right here. There's a footage which is less than 8 minutes long. And once you watch the footage, I'd like you here where it says, what was your takeaway from the footage? All that means is that I'd like you to write me one thing that you took away from the footage, one thing that you really enjoy, or one thing that stood out to your mind, or one thing that you understood very, very well. Okay. Secondly, the quote. What do you think of this quote means, and do you agree or disagree with it? So there is a quote here from Thomas Jefferson. So I'd like you to pause the video, read the quote, and then write me and let me know, first of all, what do you think the quote means? And then secondly, do you agree or disagree with the quote? And if so, why? So that's your task. And then here I've got extra research time for you. So here you're looking at the American flag. Number 1, how many stars are on the flag? Number 2, what do the stars on the flag represent? And then number 3, what do the 13 stripes represent? So this is where you're going to have to do your research to be able to answer at least questions 2 and questions 3. All right. And I look forward to receiving your reasoning on the stars and also the stripes, what they represent. So that was our last lesson, as I said, on the new unit, Discovery of Americas. So after the half term, we are going to be starting a new unit, which is Geography of the United States of America. So this will be a new topic when we come back from the holidays, okay? So we look forward to receiving your work as usual. Take care, everybody, and enjoy your research, all right? And again, well done for all the hard work. We really, really are proud of every single one of you. Well done. Keep it up. Take care.